DJ? When did you start DJing?
Well, my father was a DJ, and he used to play music as a kid when I was a kid, and he used to do all the little outside gigs in the street and different kind of parties and so forth. So I kind of followed in his footsteps. I got tons of vinyl downstairs in my garage. I'm just itching to play them. So if y'all want to donate for my GoFundMe fund for my new house,
Wow.
so I can set my vinyl up real nice.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it started, from my father DJ, and he used to have the one turntable. Some of y'all might be too young for this. And it on the right side, it had an 8-track deck built into it. So that was before cassette tapes and everything. So he used to play 78s, 45s,
Ooh.
and on the right side, it was an 8-track deck, and he used to play 8 tracks.
Oh, we're going back 8 tracks. Woo!
Yep, way back when.
Wow.
Wow.
So I still got all that vinyl. I ain't got no 8 tracks though.
You need an extra basement for that.
See, I got 2 garages full of vinyl. 2 garages.
Cliffiixx, tell us about your love of music as well.
I just started when I was young. Of course, my family is well into music. Of course, we collected music a lot, like my mom and dad. So I couldn't get away from it. So it was constantly music. Every week we would go to the record store and find these new cuts of vinyl that just came out. If anybody, well, for the younger generation, and the vinyl, the real vinyl. Not just the Serato vinyl. I mean vinyl. We used to walk with that stuff all the time. So we used to collect a lot of music back then. So music was in the family like for years. So I used to be DJing and one little turntable at home. We had one Technique 1200. So that worked with the cassette deck, but that was back in the day, right? So again, like Drew Williams, of course. That's where it got started.
Like I don't think the young ones appreciate just how expensive music was, right? I remember having to hold down 2 jobs just to be able to afford enough vinyl so I could at least have a couple of the new songs that came out. And I don't know, what was it like? How expensive was music for you, Cliff? Like what?
I started collecting later on for myself, my personal cuts. Every week I would go to the record store and I would spend an average of $150. So I had the nickname 150 because I was spending $150 every week.
150.
Oh yeah, it was true. Yeah. So it was an expensive hobby.
So what's the price of vinyl like for you, Drew, in your area? What were you guys paying? Because I know we were paying like $15 a 12-inch.
It depends on how far back you go. I never hide my age. I'm 56. And I've been into this, I might as well say, all my life.
Yep.
So, back at one time you get an album for $3.99, $5.99.
Wow, those are amazing prices.
But after a while, once I got older, I didn't have to pay for vinyl no more because somehow I got linked up with all the record labels. And years ago, before the CDs started coming out, all the record labels had mix show or what they had people in charge of giving out vinyl. And every Friday we would go to Manhattan with a record bag and go to every label and collect vinyl for free.
Wow.
Albums, everything. I got albums still closed. I used to go to Columbia, Def Jam. I remember when Jay-Z label first started. I used to sit up in their office just listening to new music. I actually built a relationship with Rob Love. He was the national director of Mix Show at Def Jam. Yep. And once I met him, that was it. I used to run through the Def Jam building like I had a pass. And after that, everything was free. It just once you go up there, they get used to you. Everything just came in the mail.
Yeah.
I never bought vinyl again, unless it was house music. But most of the R&B, disco, all that stuff, there's labels I don't even remember. They don't shut down. I've been to all of them. And I was fortunate enough to collect so much free vinyl.
Wow.
He trumps my collection.
Yeah, I got a nice little library.
I can bet.
I wish I had pictures of a library, man. Seriously, Drew.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm gonna shoot a video, but I gotta move some stuff around first.
Yeah. DJ Twitchblade says imports were $7.99 around in the 80s. Wow.
In fact, we had to buy the Canadian cut, but we had to cross the border to Buffalo to get the American cut.
Wow.
It was a big difference in the weight of the vinyl. So, or the white labels.
Yeah, white labels.
You know about those ones, right? You remember that?
I think other countries respect vinyl more than the US did after a while.
You know, we were kind of caught between English and US, right? Because there was always two different versions. We get the UK version and then we get the American version. So it was like it was twice the expensive habit if you wanted to kind of try and keep up.
Yeah.
Drew, have you always had that DJ name, and where did is that your actual real name? Can we ask about that? Because I saw, in your Instagram you had a different DJ name before that.
Yeah, I used to go by the name of DJ Chink, Chink. The name came from me and my best friend. We grew up together, and so they started calling us Cheech and Chong, and I didn't like Cheech, and I changed it to Chink. And we started DJing, and it was Chink and Chong. He used to MC, but as I got older, I realized Chink, you can't use the name everywhere you go. I would get gigs and I couldn't use my name, and I used to go upstate to play music, or if I got hired by anybody of Korean descent, or they was like, "What's your name?" And they was like, "You can't use that." And I always got hired once, and that was it. So when the pandemic hit, I just went with my real name. So everybody other than Twitch know me as DJ Chink. The whole Twitch, all they know is Drew Williams.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the chair, Charmaine the Villain, and for popping through again. Amazing support of this channel.
See y'all. Okay.
Cliffiixx.
Yes, sir.
Cliffiixx. I love that name, Cliffiixx.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I've got a new name for you, though, haven't I?
Oh no! Don't you dare! Don't you
Can
dare.
I go there?
No. Cliffiixx. That name actually, it's originally Cliffiixx Sounds. So when I got on Twitch, it was changed by a certain individual. I'm gonna call no names. The spelling of it, so it's like Cliffiixx because I like to blend. I like my blends. I like my transitions. So that's where that kind of came from, the mix part. So it kind of stuck. Now Cliffiixx is what it is. The sounds is the side. So that's what everybody knows me as on Twitch. But outside of Twitch is Cliffiixx Sounds.
Thank you so much for the subscription, Panda Butterfly and Don Smooth.
Oh
Thank
yes,
so
okay.
Much.
Wicked. I gotta say it was just Deja. It was just Deja.
It was this, Jess. Thank you so much, Jess. You know what? I'm still. Oh man, you know what? I've got to turn these things off.
Big up to Sweet. I see you. Actually, I should do that.
So I'm still coming to terms with Twitch, right? I'm still fairly new to Twitch and getting used to, looking at the activity monitor and those types of things. When you first came onto Twitch, what were some of the things that you had to work on that you found hard, Drew? What did you find hard about Twitch?
I think everybody would say getting people to come into your stream.
Oh,
it wasn't fun when you was streaming and it was only 2 and 3 people, 4 people. It was like, yo, where they at? You know, and, and it was so hard because you think because you were streaming on Facebook or Periscope, you could just switch over to Twitch and everybody come in. Nope. It's a very lonely couple of months. But that was very hard. But once I learned I taught myself how to do my own backgrounds and everything, and I started studying, asking questions.
Yeah.
And the person that actually got me to come to Twitch was DJ Meister, my little bro. He was trying to get me to come over. He was trying to get me to come over here for like a year and a half before the pandemic even hit. And I was like, no, I ain't going over there. We got Periscope, and even though they cut us off of Facebook, we moving.
Yeah.
But once we got over here, it was a struggle, but we growing.
Yeah, I was on Periscope, and I love Periscope, and it was the reason why I didn't come to Twitch early on, which I kind of semi-regret, right? But I was absolutely devastated when they took Periscope down, and I had to join the rest of the DJs in the movement over to Twitch. What about you, Cliff? When you moved over to Twitch, what were some of the things that you found hard to deal with, that you struggled with?
Well, as most people know me, I'm an introvert. I don't talk much. And you guys don't hear that.
I heard it.
Yeah, so my mic presence is not the best. I'm just like, no, I'm terrified of the mic. I would DJ behind the booth. You can have my MCs. You say what you want to say. I'm just behind the turntables with my head down. That's me. So I'm actually, the being on there, developing a mic presence was, a little bit, it was hard for me. I had to get pushed.
So Cliff, like I'm old school, right? And I was like in that whole mind frame of, I use my fingers to do the talking, and like on the mic, I'll leave that to the wedding guys. I'm not a wedding DJ, So when I came to Twitch, I got a big shock. It was a huge culture shift for me. Yourself as well. How long did it take you to kind of feel comfortable with chatting to a piece of work equipment like a webcam? Because that's what it is, isn't it? We've just got a webcam right in front of us and a chat that we see, people talking to us, but it's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, did you find it weird, Cliff, talking to a webcam?
Yeah, it took getting used to. Actually, when I had my setup, I have 2 setups. So I would have one with a side view, so you wouldn't see me look up at the camera at all. I'd just be mixing away. Yeah, so until I'm done on my green screen, then I'm looking. Everybody sees me. I can't hide. So it took a lot of getting used to after a while. So just getting on there and developing, showing your skills, and looking at the chat and going, oh boy, a lot of people on there. It takes a bit getting used to. I mean, the real world and on Twitch, it's different.
Yep. Yourself, Drew, was it a struggle to get used to talking to a webcam? And
not really. Not for me, because I was used to talking trash anyway. So, during parties, you're used to talking and everything. So it was actually the fun part.
Actually,
people, the interaction was great.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what year did you start DJing, Drew?
Jesus Christ.
Is that right? If I ask that question? I love asking that question.
I don't know, maybe 12, 13.
Yep. So 80s, mid 80s,
70s. Probably. Hold on, no, let me think. Could be around 79.
Yeah.
And I was very young.
Yeah. And you hit it at such a good time too, because it was like the hip hop was starting to, kind of leak out of New York and filter its way into different cities and that. And it wasn't really called hip hop back in those days, wasn't it? And breakdancing.
Yeah, the
Breakdancing was
breakdancing was
emerging at that
big,
time.
but breakdancing was real big. But the hip hop, when it came out, that's all I remembered as hip hop. I mean, you used to say bebop, but it was hip hop. When Grandmaster Flash and them come out. I remember when Run DMC came out, and they came to my neighborhood. It was after that, it was over. That's all I wanted to do was play music. Shoot, they was fresh dressed with Adidas suits on and Adidas. What? Come on, man. Shoot. I mean, and they killed it. After that, who else? What else is there to do but DJ?
Exactly.
I mean, really.
Cliff, what was the motivation for you to start DJing?
I would say in the 80s, it was a moment where, the music would just say, yeah, we'll talk to you. And you're like, I want to be a part of it. I want to be a DJ.
Yeah.
But you couldn't actually be a part of it at the time because you can afford it. You know what I mean? To be in it the way you want to be in it. You want to be out there. And at that age, what was 80s, I was a hobbyist. 90s, I was more or less a DJ.
Yeah.
For me.
So I'm blessed to have both of you on our show today because you've seen the changes in the music scene, the changes in music itself. Huge shift in the way that us DJs operate and work in the industry as well has changed. From your viewpoint, Drew, what have you seen in terms of changes in, first of all, music genres and music and how it's delivered to the general public and the DJ scene?
Well, it's sad to say, DJ scene got saturated once everything got computerized. Everybody became a DJ.
Yep.
So for me, that affected the financial part of it because everybody's DJing. So now everybody want to go with the DJ that's being the cheapest.
Yep.
So I never changed my price because you pay for what you get. They would hire the low end guy and he'll show up and it's a disaster. And they say, we wish we should have hired you. And I'm like, oh, well. And then when they call me back, you charge them extra. With the music scene, to me, the 80s, the 90s was always the best classics, especially the 80s, because in the 80s, when you sit down and you actually put a record on, you hear all the instruments.
Yeah.
And you can actually, if you got your system hooked up right, you can hear the music switch to left and right in your speakers when it's in stereo. Yeah. You don't get that today. And everything is done by machine, which is all right. I go with change. I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? I mean, I think once everything started going to CD, that was when we realized things is really going to change.
Yeah.
I mean, but with the genres, hip hop is going to be hip hop. It's always going to change. But if you notice, it always comes directly back to where it started. No matter what. I mean, they say old school hip hop artists ain't this and that, but they some of the hottest artists out right now. They might not be on tour in your community, but they all over the world. The new guys, they good and everything, but they need to respect where it came from. Bottom line, especially with the hip hop. R&B is great. You got some good R&B artists out there. It is what it is. I like old school stuff anyway. I play everything. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna play everything because I'm not a one genre DJ. I always say to myself, if you want to be able to play anywhere, be able to play anything. So I play everything. So I ain't gonna discriminate on the music.
And I 100% agree because I remember there wasn't genre specific events. You went to an event and everyone turned up, like your grandparents turned up. So you had to play rock and roll 50s, swing, that type of thing. And then the young ones would turn up and they want to hear their thing. So open format. There wasn't even a word for that. Back in the days. Cliff, you and I, we've had amazing talks about music, right? And there's similarities in the scenes. So back at, down under here, we didn't have any music stations that would play hip hop, R&B, and all the types of music that we liked. So we had to go to DJ events and follow different DJs in order to listen to the music that we liked. What was the scene in Canada like in the early days back in the 80s?
Repeat that again. I heard the last part there.
What
Repeat that
was
again.
the scene like in Canada? The music scene like, and especially like with radio. You know, were there any radio stations that played hip hop, R&B, dance hall, anything like that back in those days, back in the 80s? And
Back in those days, we would have college radio, so we would get a little bit of the dance hall. We would get the hip hop or urban stuff.
Yeah.
But it was more or less a mixture of rock, alternative. Like we were into it, so we had a mixed bag. But we did have our hip hop, R&B. What else would I say? Of course, our disco. But then we had Buffalo on the other side was transmitting over to us. So we got a real mixture of everything. So most of our DJs are very diverse, and that scene was crazy back then. It was crazy, guys.
So, do you think DJs of your generation, like yourself and Drew, are more versatile because of it, because of the exposure to so many different genres?
Yeah, correct. Because most of these young DJs don't understand that a lot of these beats they're hearing these days are actually from back samples. A lot of it is sampled. Even now, like it's going crazy. The creativity, I don't know if it's not there, but everybody's sampling, right? So that's where they're getting it from. That's where they're taking it and they're using it. So
talking of the changes in the industry, right? I just want to play this video and get your guys' feedback on it.
End of DJing.
I just said earlier that technology doesn't have shit to do with DJing. Like, I don't understand this whole thing that people are mad at the sync button. Don't use it if you don't want to use it. But if you want to use it, use it. You know what I have a problem with? I don't mean to get on my soapbox. I think people start realizing that the reason why you DJ is for them people out there to have a good time. They don't give a about a sync button. Stop worrying about that the people that you're supposed to be DJing for don't worry about. They don't worry about what kind of equipment you use. Being real, you got 10,000 people at a festival. 700 of them see you. They don't know what you're using or not using. Like, I'm tired of people complaining about the wrong shit. Play good music and stop worrying about a sync button.
So, I mean, myself as a DJ in the 80s, right? We didn't have any of the good equipment. So we would have like a VHS player and two belt-driven turntables and a mixer without a crossfader, and we just made do with what we had, and it was all about the music. Drew, back in your days, what was it like playing at venues? For you in terms of your focus on how you wanted to deliver music to who you were playing to, and talk about what it was like gigging in your day.
Back in the days, it was a lot of fun. I think it was more fun back in the days than it is now, because back then everybody would dance regardless. There was no popping bottles, standing on the couch, smoking hookah, and just standing around being cute. Back when we was playing music, we would actually play music and you would see people dance and they would scream when the record dropped, and Suck MCs or Public Enemy, when anything we played, they partied. Even like Cliffiixx said, back then you can throw on what is his name? David Bowie, and they gonna party.
Yep.
They gonna party. Because if you gotta remember, you always play the break beat, and most of the break beats were from rock. So now if you just play the beginning of the record, they gonna love that too. You just had to create the atmosphere. So we did indoor parties, outside parties. I had my GLI PMX 9000 mixer, and I was happy. I mean, it felt good to be a little guy coming out DJing when there were so many big time DJs. Because I lived in Brooklyn, New York, and it was a lot of guys with big sound systems. I couldn't afford that, but I had the stuff my father had. I used to DJ off of that. My cousin got some turntables, and we used to take all the integrated amps. Integrated amps are most of the amplifiers that have the receiver on them, where you change the radio station with the big knob. Y'all remember those?
Yep.
we used to take those and set about 5 of them up outside. Set up about 5 of them on top of each other. Put 2 speakers on each amp.
Oh yeah.
Man, listen. Make sure it sound clean, and we did our thing. It was always fun back then. If you do parties now, especially younger parties, they're not dancing. They standing around smoking hookah
on their phone like this.
and $300,000 bottles, and it's no fun. And they're asking you to play a record that you just played because they drunk and they don't remember. It's more fun. I ain't gonna front. I tell my wife it's more fun DJing on Twitch, because on Twitch you get to play what you actually you can play so many different genres of music, and you playing for people all over the world, and they're enjoying it. Amen. They're enjoying it.
Amen.
So when I
you know what?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
It's okay. I do gigs
what I
outside.
noticed, right?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I noticed, right, is
say it again.
When I DJ to like teenagers, right, 18 to 20, at some of my venues, their attention span is so short. If I go past the first chorus, they're looking at their phones already. And as soon as I see like a group of people looking at their phones, I'm like, yo, they've tuned out. I mean, I better switch it up.
Yeah, the young adults, you get one verse, one hook, and they need the next record.
Yep.
That's it.
I hear that. Yeah, I gotta take time to big up the chat though. Big up to everyone in the chat coming through.
Thank y'all for being here.
Too sweet.
Me and
family.
my brother.
Done smooth.
Damn.
Daddy Laka Laka.
Epic analyst.
Epic analyst, the man. Brown eyes.
The epic analyst. Oh my gosh.
DJ Stress TV. Nevertini, trouble in the building. And the butterfly.
Rena Tony. Jimmy Smith.
I see y'all.
Stress TV's up in here. Daddy Lack, yo.
My brother Don Smooth. I'm
Don
gonna
Smooth,
whisper
the
you
voice.
Don Smooth.
The voice.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna whisper you right now. You already know what it's for.
Let me talk about mental health, right? Because it's been a popular theme for conversation on this talk show. And we've talked about the effect that us as streamers have on people and their mental health. And it was especially during the lockdown where, you know, so many people were reaching out and saying, yo, we really appreciate your stream. I didn't appreciate it, you know, like I didn't realize the effect that we were having during those hard times. So I just want to, you know, there's a bit of sad news. I want to just play a short video.
Boss, the DJ, famous for his role on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, has died at the age of 40. According to NBC News, a rep confirms Boss died by suicide. In a statement to E! News on December 14th, Stephen's wife, Allison Holker, says, "It is with the heaviest of hearts that I have to share my husband Stephen has left us. Stephen lit up every room he stepped into. He valued family, friends, and community above all else, and leading with love and light was everything to him. He was the backbone of our family, the best husband and father, and an inspiration to his fans." She continues to say he left a legacy would be an understatement, and his positive impact will continue to be felt. I am certain there won't be a day that goes by that we won't honor his memory.
So it's so sad to hear of his passing. And yeah, mental health. I always make sure I try to keep that in mind. And I have actually had people with issues turn up on my channel, and it's, you know, trying to handle those people in the chat. It's been a bit of a struggle for me. I know streaming is tough. It is tough on my schedule. Has Twitch been a positive or negative force in your life? Cliff, please.
On the initial startup, it was actually pretty fun. It's fun. I'll be honest. It is fun. but it can get stressful because you can get really too deep into Twitch that you get so, you know, caught up in the day to day of Twitch that, you know, you can lose sight of your own self. Very easy to lose yourself on Twitch. And if you're on there enough and you have some goals in mind, some strives in mind that you want to achieve, you're going to try to stay on there as much as you can. But it does get stressful. It really does. It depends on your goals. You know, it'll wear on you. You know, physically and emotionally. So, my thing is that you need to take time off Twitch once in a while, disconnect from Twitch. Yeah, because getting up to speed with all this technology and trying to stay up with it, it's really hard. As a one-man show, you trying to do your own stuff. You know how that is, Wicked. You'll be up late nights just trying to, you know, learn the technology, what's going on, what's new.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that you didn't realize back then. Now you're realizing now, and you go, "Oh my God, I got to implement some of this stuff." So you know, it's a lot of work, and a lot of time. But your mental health, like taking time off of Twitch, you really need to. You'll burn yourself out.
Yeah, and we've talked about this, haven't we, Cliff? Like in terms of, you know, the how much I've struggled with time and trying to juggle all these things that I've got going on. And you've been wonderful. You've given great advice. Epic Analyst as well, who's in our chat, he's been amazing as well, giving good advice. Drew, as a streamer, is there? I mean, how do you find juggling so many things that you've got going on at the same time?
It can get a little stressful, like Cliffiixx said. But like he said, me and Cliff, we conversate all the time. You got to take breaks. I mean, some people stream all day. Some people like every day, twice a day. But that's all they have. You know?
Yeah.
We got other things going on. Families. Cliff got to work. I could happily say I ain't got no job. But you know, I'm always got something going on. I got kids. I mean, they grown, but they still my kids. They get on my nerves. But you know, everyday life doesn't allow you to be on Twitch streaming every day. Sometimes you be like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. And then sometimes you'll come on and you can ask, it shows that the DJ is either tired or something's going on. You can look at them when you get to know them. You can see something ain't right. And you be like, why they stream today? They look a little tired.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to take those breaks, man. And you got to have a good team with you too, because if the team don't tell you to take breaks, something wrong.
Yeah.
I want to do a shout out to Stress. Stress for me is one of my favorite streamers because of the energy and hype that he brings to his stream. And I've tuned into Stress's streams, and he looks one time he looked tired. He looked really tired. So Stress, if you can, and if you're still in the chat, please let us know how you deal with trying to juggle so much at the same time, and with trying to make sure that you are fresh, and when you do your streaming. I'm just going to switch up and change the subject a moment. There's currently a war right now between the major social platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. So they're making it, they're making it dead easy for content creators to post more content in an effort to attract more viewers to their platform. So I'm just going to play this video, and this gentleman here, he's going to talk about it.
Are lowering their requirements to help creators get in and start making money really quickly. So for example, YouTube in particular used to have this rule of, you had to have so many subscribers. I think it was like 10,000 subscribers or something like that to get in the YouTube Partner Program, which is what they call their AdSense program, where you make money from ads. But now it's like 1,000 subscribers, and the watch time hours has gone down and things like that. And Instagram is just really giving you followers and subscribers just for uploading reels to Instagram. And the organic reach on TikTok, that platform in particular, is absolutely nuts. You can upload a video, just an average person can upload a video and go viral overnight.
So welcome in Raiders, NYC. Thank you so much for the raid. You are tuned into two of the most amazing streamers today, Cliffiixx and DJ Drew Williams, and we're chatting with them, and hopefully myself, I can learn a bit and take away a bit of wisdom. Really appreciate the raid as well, NYC. How was your stream, fam? How was your stream? As well, anyone in the chat that's just joined us, feel free to ask any of our guests today a question. Put it in the chat and we'll highlight that. And we're pretty sure that our guests will be graceful enough to answer any of your questions. So, what were the early days? Actually, let's go back to that other question. What are your favorite platforms for posting content to, Drew Williams?
Right now, I really only mess with Instagram and Facebook, because once I post on Instagram, it goes to Facebook also. I mean, I post on TikTok, but not as much. I'm not really used to it, and I don't really understand it. So Instagram is very helpful, and Facebook. I used to use YouTube until they start blocking me when I started DJing with videos, and all those warnings start coming up. I dead them. I don't use them no more.
Yeah. Exactly the reason why I ended up on Twitch. And you know what's crazy? I see some of the DJs posting to YouTube and Facebook, and they just don't get blocked. And I know they're playing content that if I played, I'd get blocked. I don't know how that works. Drew Williams, if you have any ideas,
I've been trying to figure it out, bro. Everybody be like, no, you got to play your music faster and talk over it. But some cats don't talk over it. I think they actually choose and allow who they want to be on. That's just me. They choose who they want to be on.
Yeah.
Because we used to do our 12 for 12 started on Facebook. And they used to cut us off all the time. Imagine chasing 12 DJs on different channels without a raid, because you couldn't raid over. When the DJ finished, if he while he was playing that hour, he might have got cut off twice. So everybody had to come back on. And then when it was time for him to end, you had to go find him on another channel. It was a disaster. But once we found Twitch, there was no looking back. You know, Twitch is the bomb.
God bless Twitch.
I mean, they're making a lot of changes, but I think the changes is because they want to make it harder for people to become partner. I don't know, but it's long as it works for DJs. There's a question in the chat for Cliffiixx.
I'm looking at this question.
Daddy Lack. Listen. That's a lot of cutting and scratching over here, okay? A lot of cutting and scratching.
They don't understand, right, Cliff? They don't understand.
Listen, Daddy Lack, this ain't a controller. When I get off of this, man, I lose weight because I'm moving from side to side. So just to let you know, I get off here, I'm cramped. I'm cramped up, man.
You must make me spit my water.
I feel like I'm on the gym after this.
Consistency and diet. That's what we put it down to.
No, I'm not joking. It's easier on my controller to play than these turntables, man. You got to work. I can't stand there. I'm not doing it. You got to move.
I'm gonna have a look for those pics. 1 sec.
Yeah. Thanks, Daniel. Thank you.
What's working for you, Cliff, in terms of promoting, right?
Same thing. Facebook, IG. You know, I had to step up the game at some point and go, okay. Well, my executive producer would indicate to me, just Deja.
Yeah.
you gotta advertise. Well, I gotta give her props. That's the queen mod right there. That's the queen mod.
Yeah.
Of course, Too Sweet. That's my girl right there too. All right. So yeah. Facebook, IG, TikTok, getting there. But again, you know, I gotta take time and you gotta sit down and go over how that works. So I mean, the age of social media is just crazy. It's crazy, man. I'm old school, face to face, shake your hand. That's where I am. But you know, with technology now, you got to expand out. You got to. It's true. It's true. You know, so. that's the way to go, and that's where we gotta we basically gotta go with it, man. It is what it is. If you don't, you get left behind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm being my normal wicked self and sharing that photo, Cliff, from your birthday.
Charmaine.
This is what we're talking about.
In the building, man. Damn. Between her and Navatini, man. Oh my God. They come in my chat. I swear to God, nothing off topic is like, oh snap. They're here. Brace yourself.
Shout out to DJ Dub Kush. The energy.
DJ Dub Kush.
We had Dub Kush on the other week, and yeah, man, he is a vibe all unto itself. What do we call him? The god of hype.
The energy god. The energy god.
That's
hot dog? Is that what it is now? Hot dog?
Hot dog. The energy god. Salute.
The energy god. I think Don Smooth gave him that name, I think.
I think Dub Kush tried to set me up one time. He gonna tell me in his chat, we should do a stream back to back. You come on, I come on, you come. I'm not passing out. He ain't killing me. No, no, thank you.
Well, you should stream and do aerobics class at the same time.
Man,
that is a great idea, Cliff. Seriously, that is a great idea. 100%.
Oh yeah.
What's the most memorable thing that you've done on Twitch or that you've seen on Twitch, Drew?
Say it again.
What is the most memorable thing that you've either done on Twitch or that you've seen on Twitch? Something that sticks in your head, apart from Cliff's six-pack.
The most memorable thing I've seen? Never thought.
You gotta pay to see that, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that one. The most memorable thing I've done. Hit 1K. That was the best thing ever. when I hit 1K, it felt great. It was like a relief. The struggle was over. To be honest. Best thing I ever done so far.
You know what, Drew? I hit 1K, but I tripped over it.
You just kept going, huh?
I just kept going. I just need to grab me by collar. Where you going? Come back here. You already hit 1K. We got to put it up. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, man.
I'm that way. I mean, I don't fuss over the numbers. I mean, it's only a number. You know. So.
Cliff, it's only a number, but I'll be honest. When we all got on Twitch, and the first thing you always wanted to do is become affiliate. After affiliate, you just want to hit 1K. After 1K, nothing else matters. You get 2K, fine. You get 3K, fine. But that that first 1K,
that first K, is that like a cherry pie?
Like, yes,
man. Listen. I'm good. I don't got to celebrate hitting 4K. By the way, I'm only 52, maybe 40 something away from 4K. And if you want to follow me and help me get there, it's okay. But I'm not stressing getting there.
It ain't a cheap plug. It's okay. It's all right.
Sorry, Wicked.
You gotta get it in there.
Numbers, man. I'll tell you what, right? Talking of numbers, I remember I managed to organize my first major raid, right? And it was Break One. And Break One raided me, and I was just so excited. I just saw like 90-something people in the chat. First time ever, right? And I was cheering and I was playing my heart out. And then as I kept playing, I was watching the numbers go down and down and down. And I thought, I'm playing the wrong music. So I tried even harder and the numbers kept going down and down. And all I wanted to do was just, in the fetal position and hide underneath my DJ table, because I think we ended up at 20. The numbers. Do you guys watch the numbers like when you stream now? Because I keep hearing from my guests they don't do it. They don't take notice of the numbers when they're streaming. They stream for whoever's there. Drew, what's your approach to streaming, like in terms of watching numbers?
Well, sometime I watch the numbers, sometime I don't. But you got to play for who's there. You got to enjoy who's in your stream. And I did find out, we as DJs, we come over here and we like, yeah, we're gonna be DJing and partying, but Twitch is not just for DJing. They want to conversate, because you got to remember, it's a chat. So you got to be able to conversate, and have fun. That's all it's about.
Yep.
Just party with whoever's there. You become a better DJ anyway, because you just say to yourself, I'm practicing.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cliff, do you watch your numbers?
Yeah, well, you know what? In the beginning, we all watch our numbers.
Yeah.
In the beginning of streaming on Twitch, you're constantly looking at those numbers. And like if you have 5 people, you got 10. It's getting good. 15, 20. Yeah, it's getting really good until you go, okay, I'm moving. I need more numbers. I need more numbers.
Yeah.
Right? And it boggles my mind when we look at this. So I said, you know what? Forget it. I don't look at the numbers. I may glimpse them once in a while, depends. But I don't stress about it too much anymore.
And
I just
Katie,
pay for who's there. I just pay for who's there. Who's in the room I play for.
Katie Keys makes a good point, right? She doesn't let her streamer look at the numbers, right? But just the DJ, like there's 100 viewers no matter what. I mean, I like that approach, man. It's a great approach. Never thought of it that way. Like when I stream, I actually prefer it when there's only 3 or 4 people in the stream in the beginning, because I get to basically chat almost like one-on-one with each one of those. That's my favorite time. And it's always the same people that I get to chat with too. Who's in the here right now? Shout out to you, Tyler Nescar.
I would say jumping onto some of these streams like late at night, I'll sneak on and I'm going, okay, there's nobody there. A few people may come into my room and we conversate, we have fun. And I love that. That every time I go on Twitch, it's an agenda. Sometimes I just want to just play something. I call it a reset.
Yeah.
Jess is going to kill me, but I call it a reset. I do go on there and I play a different genre, a few different genres that I don't usually play on Twitch because of my crowd.
Yeah.
And that just frees up my mind, because you get so trapped into playing R&B, hip hop, and I play a lot of the stuff, so that's just a relief for me. Reset. Just reset my brain.
Yeah.
So,
Cliff, are there particular music genres you prefer?
Oh boy.
Can I go there?
Oh boy. Yeah. In reverse, I would say classic rock, disco, R&B, dance, house, new wave. You know what new wave is, right? Wicked.
I had the new wave here. Oh man.
I mean, some of my younger viewers, they might know what that is, right? I love my new wave, of course, dancehall, reggae. Yeah. I'm a mixed bag because I'm in Canada, so that's what we play. You go to a party and you walk in there and you're walking with 2 genres of music, and oh yeah. It's a totally different crowd. What are you going to do? So you got to be prepared.
True.
So I'm open-minded where music is concerned. I'll rock to almost anything. Good beat, good music. Why not?
Yeah. Totally agree. Good beat, as long as it's got a good beat and the lyrics sound good, like it's got a nice melody. I love it.
Yep.
Drew, yourself, are you drawn to certain genres? I mean, I've tuned into your Wind Down Sundays, Sunday Wind Down. Love it. And I'm not the only one, of course. 12 for 12?
Yeah, 12 for 12. You can play anything you want. Don't matter. 12 for 12 is 12 DJs for 12 hours playing whatever they feel comfortable playing. We don't tell them, don't do this, don't do it. Just play your music, man. Have fun. That's it. But I'm more or less, I would say, into class. I haven't found a time to play it the way I want to.
Yeah.
So, but classics is really my thing. But I play everything. I don't matter. Whatever I feel like playing, I play.
Okay.
Actually,
I can expand on that a little bit. I guess that's why I love playing my videos. I like playing the videos because it takes you back. It gives you the visual to some of those to those
Yeah.
songs that
agreed.
some of the younger folks maybe have never seen before.
Yep.
But there is a lot of video out there, and yeah, I enjoy playing it. That's why I would say I'm a video DJ per se. I'm partly I am a video DJ, but I am a regular DJ. So I do have regular music. It's just right now on Twitch, I prefer to play it. So that's why I'm rocking mostly videos. If we tune into our video DJ raid, this is just strictly videos, all video DJs, of course, Drew Williams, Wicked is also a part of that, Queen Dom, the family, DJ Smurf, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's crazy, but it's I enjoy it. We enjoy it. Big up to the whole team, of course, the video DJ family.
Massive big up to the whole team. I'm just going to go through the chat and
Sure.
Do some shout outs. Feel free to jump in as well. J Balls, thank you very much for checking in. Navatni, Brown Eyes, NYC off to bed. Thank you very much for the raid, NYC, man. Salute to you. Karma's good in it. Like, you put good karma out there, it comes back to you in droves. So I appreciate the raid. Thank you so much, NYC. Katie Keys, massive shout out to you. The epic analyst, and I can't talk more about the epic analyst. Yo,
Odell
in
the building.
Again, there's another name.
The house head is here.
So it's almost like in threes.
Big shout to Odell. He supports
everybody.
He is crazy.
That's not my brother. He supports everybody.
Shout out to Odell. And he's a streamer, so y'all should support him.
Yeah, you got to give him support. DJ Curious, I see you, brother. J Balls.
Renatoni 42. Shout out to Daddy Lack, another massive supporter. Katie Keys, we love you guys. You and DJ Aquarius again. Yep. Thank you so much for checking in, DJ Aquarius, Panda Butterfly, Alicia Lisa.
You said it correctly. Wow, Wicked, on your first try. Nice.
You gonna call him more like that, Drew? Oh,
I have to take a moment to try and wrap my.
A lot of people always say Alicia's name wrong when they first say it. He got it on the first try.
So you got it on the first one, so I guess I mess it up.
And English is not even my fifth language.
I do apologize.
I just call Elisa. Make life easier.
So I've pretty much. Did I ask you, Cliff, how long you've been DJing for? Can I ask you again?
You asked me that? Look at
I'm pretty sure I asked you, didn't I?
Oh yeah, you asked me. Yeah. I would say about 20 years, seriously. Beyond that, well, before that, it was more or less hobbies, enthusiasts. Then I finally got the equipment, bought the equipment, all those records and everything else, and I hit the road.
Yeah.
On the road again. And this is where I've been soon. I've been on the road.
So this is my favorite section, is where we ask a few questions to help those that have just joined Twitch and perhaps trying to learn the ropes. And I'll start with you, Drew. Building a community we found is really, really important for a streamer. It's extremely tough to get on and DJ to know people, and building a community we found is like the number one way to actually ensure that you have people coming through to your stream. What would your recommendations be to someone who's new to Twitch in terms of trying to get people to come to their stream?
Go to other people's streams, hang out for 20 minutes, say hello to those people that got the sword, and give the DJ a shout out. Get to know the mods and other streams, because they're gonna come visit you most of the time before the DJ will.
Yeah.
But you're not going to build a community if you're not hanging out in other people's community. Bottom line. Yeah. So you got to get out there and visit people so they can find out who you are, because on Twitch, ain't nobody going to know who you are when you just coming out. Who are you? The only people going to know who you are is the people that follow you from Facebook, or you tell a couple of family members, come on Twitch, but you have to go visit streams. Go out and find DJs that you like and you like the way they play. If they make you comfortable in their stream, hang out with them, and trust me, they'll come hang out with you. And you got to just get up different hours. Sometime get up in the daytime, go on different streams. Get up in the middle of the night, go on different streams. During the PM, go on different streams, and find people that fits you and build with them. And that's how you build a community. I did it with Cliffiixx.
Yep.
That's the only way I see it.
Yeah.
Unless you got a bunch of partners helping you out, then you good.
Yeah.
If you got a bunch of partners helping you out, you ain't about
You're good.
You good until after you become partner, because some people become partner, they still ain't got no community. Let me drink my water and mind my business.
I wanted to message shout out to Drew as well. You know, we had technical difficulties, and Drew, like the champion that he is, you know, carried on, and you know, we're blessed to have him here today. So thank you so much, man, for putting up with technical issues and working hard to make sure that you're here on our stream today. Cliffiixx, building a community, advice for new streamers. Bless us with your wisdom.
Well, I would say Drew basically covered it, but it's true. You gotta get out there. You gotta go into people's streams, and you gotta make friends. You gotta build. You gotta support people, because a lot of DJs come on and they sit there and they don't realize you're playing music for hours on end, and there's no one coming in because we don't know you're there. We can't see you. So you have to get out. You have to make friends. You have to show up at someone's stream, not just walk in and go hello and then you're gone. You got to be there to support that streamer, because you'll get the support back. And most of the times, a lot of them don't do that, and you know, they wonder why they're not getting ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you do reach out and build and help build other people's community, and they'll recognize you. I mean, I'll use Odell. Odell is in everybody's street. I go everywhere in the streets. I see that brother right there. And he's
Truth be told,
everywhere.
There's probably 5 different clones of Odell.
You ain't never lied.
Yeah.
Odell be everywhere all day.
He be everywhere.
He go to sleep and he leave his stream on, and he just go raid wherever he wake up is his home.
Yeah.
So Nav put a good question in the chat. Y'all see that? How did me and Cliffiixx find each other? I'm trying to
love that question.
That's
I think it was one Sunday, Drew. I was doing my slow jam show as usual, and I read it into you one Sunday.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I gotta get off. I gotta get up in the morning, man. Hell no. It's about 1 o'clock, and I go, Jess goes there. We're going there. So we read it into you that night.
Yeah.
And you showed the love, and he said, you know what? I'll never forget you. I'll be back. Yeah. And since then, we've been friends ever since.
One thing I learned mainly on Sunday nights, because Sunday nights we get a lot of raids.
Yeah.
For me, since I'm grown, I write down everybody that raids me, and then most of the time I ask them to whisper me their schedule, so at least if I can't put them on a raid, I can come in their channel and support them for a little while.
Yeah.
Because that's my way of saying thank you. Then you drop a couple of bits and everything, because no disrespect, you might not can't put them on a raid at that time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I would like to come in their chat and hang out with them and tell them thank you. Yeah. That's showing love. You gotta, if somebody does something for you, you gotta give back. That's the only way you're gonna grow. And we do that all the time. Me and Cliff, we always trying to figure out ways to do other different things. Have fun. Yeah.
Oh, we got a big up Shaman.
One thing I want to also say, the new DJs I don't believe that thing follow everybody anymore. I remember when we first got on, it was, make sure you follow everybody. No, follow people that you want to, that stream, follow some of the mods, some of the different streamers, some of them that cook or just have talk shows. You got to find the people you want to follow that you want to be involved with.
Yeah.
You don't need to follow everybody, because everybody ain't streaming. So you only get to follow 2,000 people. Before you know it, that's gone.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, it's always good to go back and check who you following because people on Twitch disappear. And you need to, it's the truth. And you got to remove them from your follows so you can follow somebody else.
Yeah. I ran into that problem too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I go through my every 2 months and be like, oh, wow, why am I following this person? I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
They're not around. And then, then you're following people that don't come in your stream at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one is, yeah. Exactly.
So why are you following them?
No.
They don't visit you. And if you've been following them for 6 months and you ain't seen them in your stream, why are you wasting your time?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. So
that's why I say that number is very superficial. It doesn't mean much because a lot of people just follow you. You follow them. They don't even follow you back sometimes. So, they're not streaming, as you did say. They're not streaming.
They're not streaming.
I gotta say big up to Charmaine the villain. She's also in the street.
Charmaine the villain.
She's like a cat burglar. She comes through the back door, side door, anywhere she can find her way in the house. She comes in, man. I tell you.
Yeah. Shouts to Charmaine.
Love you, girl. Nabatini also. Epic, my brother, I see you.
Yep, me and Cliffiixx have been rocking ever since. That's my brother, and his wife is my sister-in-law.
And you know what? We're going to get her on the show one day. One day.
Oh, we got to big up Queen Dom, of course, right? So that girl right there.
Queendom, yes. Massive
the part of the family. Right?
Well.
Got to big her up still.
Yeah, shout out to Queendom. Video DJ Ray.
What's the questions? The question.
Many of my guests, right, they've commented how, especially in recent months, they've been leaner in terms of numbers and stats. And they've pointed out that they've seen some of the streamers who maybe were there at the beginning of the bumper crop when Twitch went crazy with so many people. And now they're disappearing, right?
The bumper crop.
So they've disappeared off Twitch. So, like yourselves, when especially in the leaner times of Twitch, when the numbers, it's tough to get the numbers. How do you guys deal with the leaner periods? Does it matter really for you guys, Drew? When periods you're not getting so many numbers to your streams?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
When you don't get as many numbers to your streams, do you change the way that you stream? And does the numbers really matter?
Well, you always want a certain amount of people in your stream. And honestly, numbers do matter. I mean, I'm quite sure everybody would like to be partner one day. Even if, I always say this, it ain't about being partner, it's about having a community. So if you start to lose your community, then something's wrong. Then you need to go back and look at what you're doing and make some changes. Because for me, it's not numbers, it's community. So what happened to my community? So I had a total knee replacement May 3rd. Before I had that knee replacement, we probably would have been partner already because we was averaging 70-something people in the stream on a regular basis. And I do 3 different streams, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, and one on Sunday. And we do the 12 for 12 every first and third Friday. So our numbers was great. But after I got the knee replacement, I wasn't streaming and I didn't come back until June, July, about 4 months. The numbers was whack. And I was like, what's going on? And they was like, you got to give everybody a chance to find you. But then you realize some people are gone also. Yeah. The communities have changed. So it's almost like you got to restart. So you continue. We made some little changes here and there. You know what I mean? Stop. I used to do a house music set every Saturday. But I realized no more. People don't come in. People love house music, but they're not coming in there like that. Your name got to be certain names. You know what I mean? So I love house music, but I'm not going to waste my time doing it.
Well, Drew, I'll expand on that. I think because Twitch, there's a lot of copycats. So you will come out with our raid today, and it's somewhat of a success. Next week, someone's going to have a raid at the same time that you're having a raid, and it's going to be a house raid.
Yep.
I've seen it a lot of times. So it kind of dilutes. the audience. Like you're kind of torn because at the same time as you are, and I'm going like, why? But hey, it's a free country. You can do what you want, right?
Yeah,
So
the copycats, they will copy what you do. And even with like we came up with why not, and we got a why not emote and everything. And next thing you know, I'm getting whispers and texts, yo, this person got why not, and he's doing why not this day. And I'm like, so what? Don't worry about it. What you gonna do? We just do what we do better. That's it.
How do you keep ahead of the copycats? Because there's a few of them.
Oh my God.
Quite a few of them. Cliff, we've had that conversation.
Somebody asked a question in the chat, and I would like to answer that. But the copycats, we had a big copycat on our Sundays. We was doing it on Sundays, and then people would they watched our stream for like 3 months, didn't even come in the stream. They just lurked. And then when they streamed, they came up with a lot of stuff that we did. And guess what? They did their thing on a different day. So what? Yeah. You can't take nothing away from the original person. Yeah. You can copycat all you want. The original person is always going to be the original person. And people are going to go wherever they want to go. God bless you if you rock with us. God bless you if you rock with them. That's it.
Yeah.
No loss. Just keep doing what you do. So Terry, the angel, said she understood what my advice, and what would she said advice would you give for someone who has gone through that similar situation? Well, I told everybody I had a knee replacement. They knew when I was getting it, my regular community. And all you can do is, if you come back after any situation, just be humble and come back and continue to rebuild yourself. You have to look at, basically, you got to look at what's not working and what's working better, because Twitch changes also. Yeah, we all doing the same thing. It's just that you got to find the right time that fits your community and choose the right music, because we almost all playing the same music. I play classics on Tuesdays in the afternoon. I don't care who else play classics on Tuesdays in the afternoon. I'm doing classics. That's what I want to do. It's 1,000 DJs doing slow jams on Sunday nights.
Yeah,
I'm playing some slow jams on Sunday nights. I don't care who else playing. That's what I want to do. Whoever gonna come, I mean, and shout to my little big brother Chaotic, been doing it before me, and we support him. He supports me. Chaotic was the first partner to ever raid me, and I ain't gonna front. That first 100+ raid, I damn near lost my mind. I ain't know what to say. I'm trying to talk to everybody. I'm like, man, listen. But he's on, and he come on, he do what he do, and then when he finished, some of his community come hang out with me, and I realized I come on before him. Some of his community will come hang out with me, but when he comes on, they going to him, and we okay with it. That's just how it goes. You build your own community, and they will enjoy you. You just got to know what you're doing.
Oh, I can say big up to Cliffiixx. Welcome in. Good to see you.
Cliffiixx, good evening.
JW as well.
Yes, Miss Cakes is in the building.
And Cliffiixx. Kim Weller. Yeah, Cliffiixx, we had her on the show. A wealth of knowledge. Extremely smart and very nice person.
What was your question?
JW, we're going to have JW on the show as well. You know what? We've gone over time, and I've been looking at a couple other things on the side and being distracted. So apologies to both of you, Drew and Cliffiixx.
Okay.
We're going to wrap things up. I know, Drew, you're a busy man. Same with Cliff. So any final words before we head out? We're going to read out to Master Rasta. He's got a new show, and his show is based on the technical aspects of Twitch. Last week we covered the 101 of streaming, the basics that you'll need to stream, as well as some important questions like how do you increase your views on Twitch. This week we're going to be covering moderating. Is it important for DJs to moderate and learn how to do moderating commands? The 101 of moderating, those types of things. So we're going to be rating them out very soon. Gentlemen, is there any final words you'd like to say to anyone in the chat, or words of wisdom you would like to pass on to new streamers?
You want to go, Drew?
I just want to say thank you to everybody for passing through and hanging out tonight.
Oh, amazing.
We appreciate each and every one of y'all. I see so many new people in there. I gotta come check some of them DJs out. You know, we always try to put new DJs on the raids. We try to help everybody we can. You know, and shouts to my mods, Alicia and Panda Butterfly, and all the crazy people that hang out with us. Shout to Nav, Epic Analyst, Too Lovely, all of y'all. Charmaine the villain. I don't know where she get that. She is a villain, though. I mean, I appreciate everybody. Jess, Cliffiixx, Dawn Smooth, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of y'all because without y'all, there's no Drew Williams on Twitch, regardless of the fact. There's no me if y'all ain't hanging out. Because I'll be a zero. Thank each and every one of y'all. That's all I want to say.
Cliffiixx,
I would say to all the new DJs out there, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Don't get stuck in one or two genres. Expand what you play, learn, and keep doing it. You know what I mean? Just get better at what you're doing. Keep practicing. Not online, though. Before you get online.
I've seen DJs practicing online. I see a lot of them scratching away.
No.
Getting practice on scratching.
No. But that's my advice for the DJs. I mean, big up to everyone in the chat who came through again. Big up to my queen, Ma Just Deja. Appreciate you, girl. Too Sweet, of course. Epic, Don Smooth, The Voice. The Voice and the Iceman. The Iceman. He's got that name too. AKA the Assassin also. Just put it out there. Of course, Panda Butterfly, Mishy Cakes, Nevertini. I appreciate everyone in the chat. Drew Williams, of course, and my brother Wicked. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Everybody outside the chat, inside the chat, as I always say, I appreciate you. Epic, Brown Eyes. All right, so I appreciate y'all. Why Not Squad, of course. I gotta big you guys up. Daddy Laka. I see you, brother. I owe you one.
And Wicked, thanks for having us, brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you so
through
much.
all the technical difficulties.
I've just had like 24 hours of it.
Yeah. Appreciate the patience.
Yeah.
And one more question before I read out. Nevertini, yes, I get the vibe because of you guys in the chat. So you guys show up in the chat, I'm playing for you. That's to answer your question. Charmin, I'm blocking the back doors, the windows, everything. Okay, you can't get in now.
So let's see if I can get this raid started. Man, actually, Cliff, you've been an amazing source of information for me, man. Me and my... Hey, here comes the money. All right, let's see if that... Did it work? So everyone, if you could copy that raid message, if you want to learn about moderating from our man, Master Russell, the 101 of moderating, as well as, well, pose them lots of questions. Please feel free to follow us on our raid over to his channel and copy that message. And I was going to say, Cliffiixx, you know, you've been an amazing source of information and guidance. And, you know, I know how busy you are, Cliff. You know, you're always working. Every time I call you, you're always either working or DJing, working or DJing. And so, you know, to be able to get the, you know, part of your time and have you, you know, like give me amazing wisdom, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Drew, thank you again, you know, putting up with all the technical difficulties and still coming through to be on the show. We appreciate you, Drew. Thank you so much. Looking forward to your show. When is your show, gentlemen?
Well, I'm supposed to stream tomorrow, but I might have to cancel it. But the 12 for 12 is on and popping Friday, 12 DJs for 12 hours. You see me and Cliffiixx on that. And the Sunday wind down, that's every Sunday. So pay attention to those two right now.
Cliff, same times?
Yes, sir. I'll be on the 12 for 12 and a Sunday, of course, with Sunday wind down.
I'm sure you got clones out there, Cliff. Every time I tune in, you're somewhere streaming.
Wicked. Before we read out, I was going to do it, but nah. Nah.
Yo, y'all crazy. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you.
They canceled the raid.
Take
what
care,
happened?
take care of yourself.
No, it's all right. It was about to raid out halfway through what Cliff was about to say, so I cancelled it. So we're coming through now, raiding out to our moderator show with Master Rasta 420. Thank you very much, everyone. See you on the other side.
Never seen I see that. It's there. I can add a 7 if you want.
Yep, we've rated out. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Oh man, what a show! What a last 24 hours. We were going to go with guest star, right? But on last night's show, it almost fell apart. Guest star was a nightmare.
Wow. What happened? Well, I don't even want to know.
It would keep dropping out. And then on top of it, I've got computer problems. So if I have too many devices plugged into my computer and they are trying to utilize the video, my computer would literally just turn off.
Oh, so it just can't handle it.
No. So, and this is the first time it's happened. So it took me 4 hours to work that out. I plugged in just one webcam on this show and it's made it through. And because I'm a video DJ, man, I need to plug in more than one webcam. So I'm not too sure what to do.
Yeah, I want to get
see what happened when you're too demanding.
A bit like my woman. Thank you so much. And I will see you on the shows. Are you guys going to be streaming all the way through Christmas and New Year? Taking breaks off Christmas holidays?
I don't know if I'm going to do Christmas Day.
Yep.
But
I'm doing it actually for you.
Say it again.
You did get my text, right? I will be doing Christmas for you.
Oh, you'll be on?
Yeah, I'll be on. Yeah.
I got to figure out if I'm on. We all on. If not, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. I got to get past. I got to get past this week first.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. You got to.
Yeah, but I don't know. But New Year's Day, I know I'm gonna stream. I probably won't stream New Year's Eve, but during the week I'll be streaming.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if I can worm my way onto one of those raid trains.
Yeah, I got to get you on, man. We got to get you on.
Weasel, worm, weasel.
Yo, we would be a big weasel. I'll tell you that.
Dude,
you're gonna be a big weasel with hair. He got a big weasel with hair because we ain't got none. So he's got all the hair. So
I was really happy to see. So I'm in this group, the master group, and it's got Sunny Day. And Sunny Day is such a wonderful person. I love Sunny Day.
She is.
For days. Right?
She is.
And so I was, because her numbers, she was struggling there. And she's an amazing streamer and I love her. And I was happy to see her on your raid. And the numbers were picked up and I was just cheering.
Yeah.
Good things come to good people, man.
I came in her stream one time and I was like, wow, she's mad cool. And her numbers wasn't that big, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to put her down with us. Because, we don't really have females that stream with us.
Yeah.
So I asked her, I said, listen, this is something we're going to be doing every Sunday. And, sometimes your time might change because sometimes if Chaotic want to get on and I'm not available, either Cliffiixx will come on after Chaotic or Sunny Day comes on after Chaotic. We just keep recycling each other. But my regular stream time was 9 o'clock. I just said I'll come on last. As long as I get my stream on Sundays, I'm all right.